back to my True North Vintage Collector channel on YouTube. You ever looked at the market and thought, it's starting to get to the point where maybe I might need to make a change? That's what I decided to do lately with some of my purchases. As we know, here in 2025, the market is going really, really bonkers right now. It's something that is pretty crazy. And in the last month or so, what I've had to do is I've had to say, okay, do I continue to purchase at higher prices? I mean, the market is flushing out a lot of cards that I'm really seeing now that I didn't see a little while ago. Or do I decide to hold back a little bit? So in this case right here, I've decided to do a little both. I've decided to zag when everybody else is zigging, if that makes any sense. Here's what I mean. So, what do you do when the market is going up? Well, these are a few options that I have right now. So I've decided to zag while everyone else is zigging. So everyone's going like this, and I decide to go like that. And that's what I've decided to do with one of the key pieces of my collection. Like everyone else, I was looking at T206 Cobbs. Ty Cobb is an icon in our industry, and his cards are never really going to go down. It's one of those things where I've always eyeballed his cards for a long time, but they've always just been about a little bit out of my price range until now. I've gotten a little older, my job's a little better. I could certainly afford one. The problem is, compared to where they were, say, 6 months to a year ago, and compared to now, they've kind of gotten a bit stupid. Now, in terms of zagging, while everyone's zigging, everyone's going over going after the red portrait issue of the T206. Forget about backs or anything like that. And while the red portrait is nice, I've always really liked the bat off Cobb. That's always been my favorite. It's one that I've always looked at. So I'm always going, that one I'm still going off a little bit off the beaten path compared to most collectors. I love the fact that the way he's looking, the bat's off. And my favorite part about that card is actually that little tiny smokestack that's in the background there. And I've always wanted to pick up a copy where you can clearly see that. So registration is always a big deal. But anyways, so Cobb's something that I've always had in my collection. Going back to my earlier days with game used materials, the way I could collect so that I could afford some of the things that I wanted. I have game used cards of Mel Ott, Christy Mathewson going into the 50s, and I have Satchel Paige and Yogi Berra and Jackie Robinson. And I also had this card right here. This is from the 2004 Upper Deck Legendary Materials subset. It's numbered out of 50, and it has a piece of game-used Ty Cobb pants on it. As per usual with the cards from back then, they're officially guaranteed by Upper Deck to have the actual material. It actually says his name on the back, so you have to think they're legit. And most of the time back then, I've never bothered to do it, but you can trace when they got the materials from an auction house. These days, not so much. They don't guarantee that it's the actual person. They say it's a piece of material, but never really the same thing. The fact that it's numbered out of 50 is an absolutely gorgeous card. Once again, you match the vintage piece with the picture and Ty Cobb and that huge, massive D on the front, along with that beautiful blue and black, and the fact that it's numbered 42 out of 50. So, 2004 Upper Deck Legendary Materials Ty Cobb. So I thought, what am I going to put with this card? I mean, I love my T206 bat off. That's really the one that I always wanted, and someday I might get that. But I was looking through some things a couple months ago, and I came across this card right here. Now, I just gotten into hand-cut cards a couple months before. I picked up a Walter Johnson W card, and really nice registration. I might share that one down the road, but just an authentic, kind of beat up and cut around sides. But this one here showed up on eBay, and the second I saw it, it just looked amazing to me. I mean, I've looked at enough hand-cut cards before, and the W516-2-1 was something that I was looking for. I really liked the typeset on the bottom. The -2s and the -3s, if you can find them, they kind of have a handwritten piece to it, and I always kind of thought they looked a little campy. The other thing that's really cool about this card is that it's got a reverse negative on it. So you can take a look at it, and he's running in this direction right here. I'm going to post the real picture right above right now where you can actually see he's running the other way. The other way that you can tell, I'll pick this back up again, is if you look at the logo of the trademark down in the bottom, you can see that the C is backwards. So that's how you know it's got the reverse negative, and most of the time that's how you know it's a -1. So when you combine all of the W516 issues together for Ty Cobb, they are over about 100, about 110 totally that have been graded. But as hand card cuts go, these cards are very, very rare to find in condition above a 1 or a 1.5. And so this one here, regardless of the grade, it's PSA 3, but regardless of it, the beauty of the cut and the registration in terms of the color of the pop, I had to have it. So I picked this one up, and that's why I decided to zag instead of zigging. I decided, well, I'm going to go and buy something that other people aren't. It's a fairly rare card. It's something that looks really nice, and the best part is it fits right into my collection as a horizontal card. In fact, I don't know of another Cobb horizontal that I've been able to find. If you know of one, put a suggestion down in the bottom. I'll certainly look for it. Okay? So, looking back, the beautiful thing about these two cards right now is the part that I liked about it the most was the fact that you could see that massive D. So you see the Detroit logo, the handwritten D on this side, and then when you take a look at this one very carefully, I know it's a small card, you can see that it's on the other side as well. And so they match up really, really nice. So when you pair the two cards together, you've got an official game-used pant card, numbered out of 50, beautiful picture on the front, Ty Cobb swinging through, and then you have a nice playing days card from 1921, where you can see that he's actually fielding the ball. I know there's the one where he's jumping up high, and that's another one where he's fielding, and everyone loves the batting cards. But I think they just make an awesome pair together. So, there you go. Another episode, if you say, of Now and Then, pairing today's cards with vintage cards and meshing pictures of vintage together. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it hasn't been too long. Just always a reminder, it's a fun hobby. It's meant to be fun. Try to enjoy it as much as you can. And until next time, I'll see you down the road.